Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Halloween pumpkin basket. I found this version on a Japanese channel. This is actually an origami box with a handle glued on top. This model is not that difficult to make, maybe it's at the intermediate level. In this video I'll show you my own version, which has some modifications created by me. To make it easier, we can start with a whole sheet of paper. Starting with the outside color facing up, our first step is to fold the short edge to the long edge, creating this diagonal fold. So, just bring the right side down carefully, and reinforce. Once that's done, we're going to cut the extra paper here on the side. We'll save that for later. Now we've got a perfect square of paper. We already have the first diagonal crease. For the next step, we're going to fold the opposite diagonal. So we'll bring the corners together. And then reinforce. Unfold it. We have something like an X. Let's turn the paper over. Now, let's fold it in half, horizontally and vertically. First horizontal by bringing the bottom side up. Then vertical, bringing the right side to the left. Finishing this step, let's turn the paper over again. And now we are going to close by pushing the four corners to the center like this. Keep the paper closed like this and reinforce the edges. Now, with the open side at the bottom, in the first layer on the right, we are going to bring the diagonal edge from the top to the middle, folding a new diagonal here. Let's repeat the same thing with the left side. We have this result. Let's turn the paper over. Repeat the same thing with the other side. And undo this step. Now that we have these marks or these guides, we are going to have to reverse each one of the flaps. For this we'll take one of them, then we'll open it by putting the thumb or a finger inside. If you want, you can do it on the table to make it easier, but once open, let's push the middle down and then just close it again. Just reinforce it a little bit. Half of this flap is now reversed. Let's repeat the same thing with the left side. Just push the paper inside using the marks we just made. Then reinforce it a little bit. On the other side, we do the same thing with the other two flaps. And this is the result. Let's keep the paper in the same position. Now on the bottom side we are going to fold this smaller diagonal to the middle. So to do that, just take the edge of the first layer, bring it to the middle carefully, and make a crease. Then repeat the same thing with the other side. Once done, let's fold this triangular flap up. Then unfold, fold this triangle in half, unfold again, and bring it up again using the previous crease. We're going to fold this small triangle inside, creating a kind of lock. Finishing this, we can turn it over. Repeat the same thing here. So first we fold the smaller diagonals to the middle. Then we fold the paper up. Unfold and mark the middle. Then we bring it up again and fit the difference inside the pocket. We have two sides ready. Let's close the front and back side now, so that we can repeat this step with the other two. Let's do the same thing. First, fold the bottom sides to the middle. then fold the corner, making those marks. And finally we will use these marks, these creases, to fit the paper, creating a lock. We just need to do the last one. Once again, let's repeat the same thing. And this part is finished. Now, let's bring the top corner to the fold we just made, just to make a mark. And unfold. Now pay close attention. With the paper in this position, now you can draw a face on the pumpkin if you want. But if you do, you cannot go beyond this part of the paper. Once the face is done, we can open the paper up here. And with the fold we did earlier, we have now an 8-sided figure down here. We're going to need to reinforce each side of this octagon to make it as accurate as possible. And our origami pumpkin box is ready. We can even improve some details if necessary. If you want, you can stop right here. You already have a paper box. You don't need to use glue and anything else, keeping it like an origami. But if you want to turn it into a little basket, you'll need to use that piece of paper you saved earlier. I'm going to start with the green side facing up, because that way the handle will turn orange. So first we need to fold it in half. Then unfold. Next we need to fold the bottom and top side to the middle. And finally, using the first line we made, let's close the paper again. I'm also going to bend the paper a little to give a nicer result. And now to glue it on the box, you can do it any way you want, but one way that works well is to put one side of the paper in this space here on the right. Then fold the paper over, reinforce it a little, and then you can take it off. We can do the same thing with the other side. And having this ready, now we can put some glue. Just pass it on both sides. And put it back on the side of the box. You can wait for the glue to dry a little if you want, but then just repeat the same thing with the other side. And our pumpkin basket is ready! I hope you like it. If so, remember to click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.